When Julia Roberts arrived at the year 2000 Academy Awards on the arm of her then sweetheart Benjamin Bratt, she'd already been America's sweetheart for more than a decade. She was the highest paid actress in Hollywood, but there was one honor that always eluded her: the Oscar. Julia had been nominated twice before, for her supporting role in Steel Magnolias.
I want a child of my own. Your poor body has been through so much. Why would you deliberately do this to yourself?
Diabetics have healthy babies all the time.
You are special, Shelby.
And as Best Actress for the movie that launched her into superstardom, Pretty Woman. But this time, Julia had a role that gave her the best shot she'd ever had at finally taking home the Academy Award. She starred as Erin Brockovich, a real-life single mom who helps take down a polluting power company. The movie was a hit with critics, and as usual, movie audiences flocked to see Julia's latest.
And I saw this movie with an audience, and I just kind of ducked in at the last minute before the movie started, and it was really fun to be able to participate with them in their excitement. And the funniest part was afterwards, they were asking the audience questions about the movie, and they hand out cards that you're supposed to fill out. And this guy goes, "I'm not filling out a card. That's bullshit. It's excellent. Why do I have to fill out a card?" And so I thought that was just fine.
Julia's director was Steven Soderbergh, who found himself in the enviable position of having two films up for Best Picture, Erin Brockovich and Traffic.
I didn't just want to make a movie about addicts. I wanted to be something bigger than that, because the canvas is really large. And it wasn't until a friend of mine mentioned that she had the rights to remake the Traffic miniseries that I thought, that's the way to do it. You need more than one story. You need, in this case, 3 narratives to tell the whole story. And once that happened, then I got very excited and energized.
Steven Soderbergh sent me the script, and I loved the Traffic script, but as you know, it sort of was an ensemble piece. All the actors kind of worked between these 3 stories. And the first read, I just didn't think that the part that he wanted me to do, the part of the judge, really was enough there. I felt it was somewhat two-dimensional, kind of passive, so I said no.
And then while we were working on the script, Harrison Ford circled for a while, and then decided not to do it. And we showed Michael the new version. And
I said yes.
This has been my experience, though. I've been lucky that way. I feel like I've always gotten the people I was supposed to get.
His 2 corresponding Best Director nominations made him the first such double nominee in more than 60 years. But he refused to choose a favorite.
That's impossible. It's impossible. I mean, that's just not what, gets me up in the morning. And let's just say that's a really, really high-class problem to have.
2 of the night's supporting actor nominees also had Soderbergh to thank for their roles. Veteran Albert Finney played Julia Roberts' boss in Erin Brockovich, but was a no-show on Oscar night. And relative newcomer Benicio del Toro was a Mexican border cop who never speaks a word of English in Traffic. Rounding out the category were Jeff Bridges for The Contender, Willem Dafoe in Shadow of the Vampire, and Joaquin Phoenix, the young co-star of Gladiator, who admitted he'd just awoken and hadn't bothered to shower before heading to the awards ceremony. The star of Gladiator was Russell Crowe, who lost all the weight he'd put on the previous year, and then some.
Every single battle sequence went a little longer than was expected, so we tended to run one into the next, which makes things very difficult without any kind of rest. Physically, your body is, can take a certain amount, and then it starts getting harder and harder, But having said that, the preparation that we'd done and the choreography that we'd worked out, I mean, the Tiger Fight alone is over 200 moves. It was all fun, mate.
By the time Oscar night arrived, Crowe was the talk of the town, and not only because of his Best Actor nomination. His sour demeanor helped him cement a bad boy image. Plus, he was the subject of a kidnapping threat that both the FBI and Scotland Yard were taking very seriously. By contrast, Hollywood continued to regard Tom Hanks as the ultimate nice guy, and he walked the red carpet yet again, this time nominated for Castaway. The lead actor category also included Jeffrey Rush for Quills, Javier Bardem in Before Night Falls, and Ed Harris for the title role in Pollock. Harris's Pollock co-star Marcia Gay Harden was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, along with Julie Walters for Billy Elliot, Judi Dench for Chocolat, and two actresses from Almost Famous, past winner Frances McDormand and newcomer Kate Hudson. Leading up to the ceremony, Kate was the anointed front-runner, but when the envelope was opened, the winner was Marcia Gay Harden, a former waitress who remained relatively unknown despite her 15 years of solid performances.
Personally, it's a victory. I would be a liar to say, as an actress who came up in New York City in the theater, waiting tables, and all of the above, that I never dreamt of this. And you know, I swore that if I ever won an Oscar, that I would say thank you to all the waiters and waitresses who used to cover my shift for me, so I could run downtown on the subway and audition. And with 45 seconds, you just can't give it to the waiters. Right?
Then the Supporting Actor Award, and this time most of the Hollywood prognosticators were right. The winner was Hollywood's newest, calmest sex symbol, Benicio del Toro.
Well, I don't think it took that long. You know, honestly, I think, you know, there's a lot of people out there who are doing terrific work for a long time that don't get recognized. I've been lucky, and I believe I've done good work in other films too. You know, it's just like, you know, I think the train, you know, came to the stop when I was there with my suitcase, you know, and I got lucky.
Del Toro's director, Steven Soderbergh, seems surprised that his two nominations didn't cancel each other out, and he was named Best Director for Traffic.
All of you must know that I really didn't anticipate this. Didn't see it coming. Was having a great time. Got to see a lot of my friends get up there, and was very happy already, but this is just going to take a while to process.
The winner of the Best Picture, Gladiator, starred Russell Crowe, who spent most of the evening with a scowl on his face until he was announced winner of the Best Actor Award.
You know, there was one little thing that I did want to say, that, you know, for the opportunities at Destiny's Forge, God bless America, God save the Queen, God defend New Zealand, and thank Christ for Australia.
The moment everyone was waiting for was the presentation of the Best Actress Award. Julia Roberts was up against Joan Allen for The Contender, Juliette Binoche for Chocolat, Ellen Burstyn in Requiem for a Dream, and Laura Linney for You Can Count on Me. But none of them stood a chance against Hollywood's Pretty Woman, who could not stop talking about the director who brought her to the Oscar.
I'm just so happy to know that man. I can't tell you. And I'm off to work with him again. So I'm thrilled to bits. You know, I don't know how people act cool and calm, because this is so huge.
After her nearly 4-minute acceptance speech, Julia was full of apologies because she forgot to thank the real Erin Brockovich.
During my out-of-body experience earlier tonight, I didn't acknowledge her shamefully. And really, she is the center of the universe, which was our movie. And I've said so many things about her and so many things to her that she knows the esteem in which I hold her, which is quite high. But I was remiss in not acknowledging her tonight. So with great humility, I acknowledge her profusely.
The acknowledgement of a dream envisioned and then recognized is what the Academy Awards is all about.